When I was 16 years old, I lost my mother to cancer. It was a 3-year battle, and I was very alone. I was very scared, and I had a hole in my heart instantly. So turned to drugs and alcohol and did them at an accelerated pace until I had a heart attack at 18 years old. So at 18, I was, completely shut off. I made friends that were equally as lost as me, and all we did was try to grab for joy, but we just kept making the holes in our heart bigger and bigger. We just kept getting deeper and deeper into the sorrow and pain that we had. So we would steal cars, we would get into fights, we would commit crimes, but the hole never got smaller, it just continued to get bigger. It was a really tough time, very dark time in my life. When I met my wife, we looked for a church. We were looking for a church for a few months, and that's when we came across Liberty. She knew Jesus, and I think she really wanted to introduce me to him, so it was kind of driven by her, but I had wanted that for a long time. I just didn't know even how or where to look. And I did really want to help others and be part of more of a community. The moment the light broke into my life was in a community group and at Rayma and Steve's house, and Rayma was reading a message from Galatians 5. It's obvious what kind of life develops out of trying to get your way all the time. Repetitive, loveless, cheap sex, a stinking accumulation of mental and emotional garbage, frenzied and joyless grabs for happiness, trinket gods, magic show religion, paranoid loneliness, cutthroat competition, all-consuming yet never satisfied wants, a brutal temper, an impotence to be loved or be loved, divided homes and divided lives, small-minded and lopsided pursuits, the vicious habit of depersonalizing everyone into a rival, uncontrolled and uncontrollable addictions, ugly parodies of community. I could go on. Those explanations were exactly what I was feeling inside. And it was such an intense moment when they read that I started getting hot, and it was the middle of winter, so I started shedding layers off until the point where I was in a t-shirt in the community group. I just couldn't believe that people were dealing with the same issues as long ago as the Bible was written, and that God, it says in there in Galatians, God wants you to live free, He wants you to live for others and live at peace. It says, it is absolutely clear that God has called you to a free life. Just make sure that you don't use this freedom as an excuse to do whatever you want to do and destroy your freedom. Rather, use your freedom to serve one another in love. That's how freedom grows. For everything we know about God's word is summed up in a single sentence. Love others as you love yourself. That's an act of true freedom. That to me was just, mind-blowing, right? There was a solution in the Bible, and, I found it finally after all these years. I try to carry the light in everything I do now because I realized it actually helped cure the pain in my heart, was to help others and not focus so much on myself. So just extremely huge change in my life and for the better. Through Liberty, through Jesus, I've been completely reformed and restored. I've been empowered. I've been forgiven for all the things that I did, and just empowered by the love of God every single day.